Well, I pulled the trigger and this guy just came in the mail today. Pretty huge guy. You might know him as Trypticon. I got that guy's pretty big. I think this guy's a little bit bigger. Let's check him out. So here's Trypticon, and before we take him out of the box, let's take a look at the box. And why did I get Trypticon instead of Metroplex or Fort Maximus? Number 1, he's a Decepticon. Number 2, he looks like Godzilla. And number 3, he looks more awesome than those two who are like boxes. And here are the 3 modes for Trypticon. And as you can see, the box is really big. Here is Siege Megatron. He's a Voyager class, and how that box dwarfs him. And for more comparisons, here we have Predaking. As you can see, that box is almost as tall as Predaking. So putting Predaking to the side, let's focus on the box. And that's the front artwork for Trypticon, really looking awesome. And then let's zoom into this part. There's the write-up about Trypticon. If you want to read it, you can pause the video. And then at the back, more product shots of Trypticon. As you can see, he comes with full tilt and the Decepticon Headmaster Necro. And as you can see, that's his base mode and spaceship mode. How awesome he looks like. And then on the other side of the box, it's still another artwork of Trypticon, Titan's Return, as he is a Titan. And finally back to the front, and on the top you've got the Decepticon logo. And what comes in the box: Decepticon, Necro, Full Tilt, and Trypticon, as well as the spaceship mode and the city modes. And if you're curious, Trypticon first appeared in the 5-episode series 5 Faces of Darkness, where he battled Metroplex in that episode. And now we got that trivia out of the way. It's time to get Trypticon out of the box. So it's time to take him out. Be careful with sharp objects. Here we go. Here comes the big guy. Oops, I have it the wrong way. So, and here comes Trypticon. This guy is huge, as you can see over there. Well, it comes with 2 feet not attached, so we're gonna attach the feet and check him out. Check 1, 2. So here's what comes in the box with Trypticon. Well, in the box you've got the main body, you've got his 2 legs which are detached, as you saw when I pulled him out of the box. And then he comes with full tilt gun. And then he comes here. Here's Decepticon full tilt. And if you open him up, you find the Headmaster Necro. Here he is, which is full tilt's head when he transforms. And then you've got the Titan's Return instruction sheet. Let's open this thing up. I really love how the packaging comes in. Then you've got really a lot of stickers, really shiny. So I don't know if I'll put them on, or I'll put some on. And then you've got Trypticon's file card. Great artwork of Trypticon, same as the one on the cover. of the box. Then you've got his tech specs over here. And of course, the big instruction sheet in purple and black and gray. So just like all the other instruction sheets, looks like that. And with the leg, I'll show you how to put the leg on. So this thing over here will just slide on here. So be careful to put on the right leg on the right side. Just push this out, and then the leg. Really nice ratchet. Well, I don't seem to have a problem with the legs. I hope it doesn't break. So you just slide this thing in. Be sure it locks into place. There we go. So it's free to move. We'll show you the transformation and all its modes later. So before we take a look at the big guy himself, let's take a look at FullTilt. It comes in here with Trypticon. So he's deluxe class size buggy. He's got one accessory, his cannon. So twin barreled cannon over here. And then he's all purple. And it just has these two stickers that it says in the instructions. But I put two more here. I took two more from Trypticon. So just he has a Decepticon logo on him, because this figure doesn't have a Decepticon logo. It rolls really nice. And then he's got his pilot. He's also the headmaster. He is Decepticon Necro, and as you can see, it's just has the same articulation as all the other headmasters. Just the arms move forward and back, and then the legs move forward due to the transformation. And you can see his head sculpt. No paint details on the head, then just a little bit details on the chest and the arms and the legs. Then on the back is the head of FullTilt. So to transform him, just fold him up and that becomes his head. And in vehicle mode, he can sit inside the driver's seat over here. So in robot mode, he's the head. And this guy comes in easy transformation. And before we transform this guy, let's take a look at him with Brunt. And they look good together. These two guys in G1 are the ones with Trypticon. So now we got that out of the way. Let's transform FullTilt into his robot mode. Fairly easy. So first you untab these two front bumpers, and then which will open the back of the legs. Then fold these lower legs, then just cover the back by folding this up, so that will become the back of his legs. So this is the front of the robot, and fold this thing to cover the crotch. Then pull his arms out so they just tab in here. So as you can see, there's a tab. So same thing on the other side. And it on the camera it's not so purple, but in person this thing is really purple. And then you just take out the arms. And also one thing I've observed is his forearms are really short. And then you just pull this back and becomes his backpack, and there's a hole where you insert the headmaster. And here is full tilt, and we'll give him his weapon. And here is full tilt. He's yes, he is a deluxe sized, and let's compare him with the other deluxe sized Decepticons in my collection. And here he is with refractor. As you can see, he's a lot taller than refractor. And then we have him with, who else but the Decepticon leader, Lord Megatron. And as you can see, we have to take the camera back so you can fit the two of them in the frame. Megatron looks so towering over him, and he's with laser beak. And of course, the guy he comes with Trypticon, here he is with Brunt. And as you can see, he is a bit taller than Brunt, but this guy is more bulkier. And if you're asking if we can weaponize full tilt with Brunt, yes we can, and I'll be showing you how he looks like. I got two modes of his weaponized version, and here we'll show you in a snap. So here's the first one, which is the Scorpion mode. And as you can see, it's just Brunt on top of full tilt. And that's the Scorpion mode that I've made. So it looks like a scorpion with a stinger. A lot of options you can do with Brunt. That's why I like Brunt a lot. And then my final one. Here's the second weaponized version of full tilt with Brunt, and it's just full tilt with claws and the mega weapon, mega cannon of death. Really looks awesome in this configuration. So there's one more. I'll show the picture after this, and then we'll get started on stickering Trypticon up before we take a look at his transformation. And here we've got Trypticon in his base mode, and as you can see, this guy is really huge. Like I don't have a big enough table for this guy to fit on, but he looks really amazing in base mode. And he's got Brunt and full tilt with him, as well as the Decepticon Necro. So it says on the box over here that it says form Nemesis command. So I think that's the Nemesis command. And for those of you who don't know, the Nemesis is the spacecraft that the Decepticons traveled on to come to Earth. So let's punch in and get a bit closer so we can take a look at all the details on Trypticon. So as you can see, for comparison, here he is with Brunt, and here he is with a Headmaster Necro, which is the driver and the pilot of full tilt, which becomes his head as well. So full tilt, you can do this if you want. It's got this ramp, and you can launch the guy if you want. So that's the configuration for the tower mode of Trypticon, and it's got this ramp, and you can push him off if you want to take him off suicide dive, or as well as in spaceship mode or city mode, he can fit in here, as well as other small vehicles. Siege Cliff Jumper would probably fit in here. Then you could probably put Brunt or whomever. So what I like doing here is, so that's my Siege Astro Train setup. So I set him as a launching tower on the Trypticon's space pad. So let's punch out again. So that's one of that. And then he's got these two ramps, and then he also has small entrances here where you can fit small figures inside. Then you've got these outer wings where I figure they're launch pad as well, or like a teleportation device. What I do is I put my seekers like over here, like a launching pad or whatever. It's up to you, whatever you like. And for comparison, here he is with the Voyager Siege Megatron, so you can see the size, how big this guy is. It's really awesome. For another comparison, here he is with Masterpiece Grimlock. It's a fellow dinosaur, so I always display Grimlock in his Tyrannosaurus Rex mode. I might have displayed him a couple of times in his robot mode, but here's Grimlock. So here I've got all the Decepticons in my collection. In the city mode for Trypticon, we got Soundwave, Megatron, the Seekers on the wings, we got Ape Face over there. And if you're wondering for comparison, that's how he looks like with Predaking. So punch in a little bit closer. There's Predaking compared to the size of Trypticon. He looks pretty good in the city mode, lots of playability. So stay tuned for part 2 of Trypticon review, and on the second part we deal with the transformation into the spaceship mode and the dinosaur mode. So this is BabaChuck14. Stay tuned for the next part and watch my previous video, and if you're new here, subscribe and share this video, and as always, do it with style or don't do it at all.